Spider-Man, whose civilian identity is Peter Parker, faces a wide range of adversaries throughout his career. These foes include individuals transformed by science, criminal masterminds, and superpowered beings. Dr. Octopus, or Dr. Otto Octavius, is a scientist whose mechanical tentacle-like arms fuse to his body following an accident. He can control these appendages telepathically, and their strength allows him to physically challenge Spider-Man. Dr. Octopus has frequently led the Sinister Six, a team of Spider-Man villains. Green Goblin is a title held by several individuals, most notably Norman Osborn and his son, Harry Osborn. Norman Osborn, a wealthy industrialist, transforms into the Goblin using a chemical serum that enhances his abilities. He employs a glider and an array of weapons. The Goblin has a personal connection to Peter Parker, combining business influence, enhanced abilities, and intimate knowledge of Spider-Man's life. Electro, or Maxwell Dillon, gained the ability to generate and manipulate electricity after being struck by lightning while working on power lines. He can release high-voltage attacks, making him a formidable adversary. Sandman acquires a body composed of sand after exposure to irradiated particles. He can reshape his form, alter his density, and withstand physical attacks, which makes him highly durable in combat. Vulture, or Adrian Toombs, is an inventor who creates a winged harness that enables flight and enhances his physical strength. This device allows him to attack from the air and presents a persistent threat to Spider-Man. Lizard, the alter ego of Dr. Kurt Connors, is a scientist who developed a serum to regenerate his missing arm. While the serum restores his limb, it triggers a transformation into a reptilian humanoid with enhanced strength, speed, and aggression. Mysterio, known as Quentin Beck, is a master of illusions and special effects. He uses advanced technology, holograms, smoke, and mechanical devices to commit crimes. Hobgoblin is a mantle assumed by several individuals, including Roderick Kingsley, Ned Leeds, Jason Massendale, and Phil Urich. He utilizes Goblin-themed technology such as gliders and explosive devices to carry out his schemes. Kingpin, or Wilson Fisk, is a crime lord who controls organized crime in New York. He relies on his wealth, influence, and network of operatives rather than superhuman abilities. Kraven the Hunter, or Sergei Kravinoff, seeks to prove himself as the greatest hunter. He employs a serum that enhances his strength, speed, agility, and longevity. In the storyline, Kraven's last hunt, he buries Spider-Man alive, impersonates him, and ultimately commits suicide after achieving his goal. Carnage is a symbiote villain whose host is Cletus Kasady. Carnage possesses all abilities of Spider-Man, along with shapeshifting, camouflage, and enhanced aggression, making him a highly dangerous opponent. The Chameleon, Dmitry Smerdyakov, specializes in disguise and impersonation using advanced technology. He frequently assumes the identities of others to carry out his schemes. The X-Men are a team of mutants, humans born with the X gene that grants them superhuman abilities. Their rogues gallery consists of ideological opponents, genetic manipulators, mutant hunting machines, and individuals with cosmic, mystical, or psychic powers. Magneto, or Eric Lensher, advocates for mutant supremacy and seeks to protect mutants from persecution. He frequently leads the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants. His relationship with the X-Men is both ideological and personal, as he was once allied with their founder, Professor X. Apocalypse is one of the earliest mutants and upholds the principle of survival of the fittest. He recruits or coerces other mutants as his Four Horsemen, enhancing their powers to implement his vision of a dominant mutant society. Mr. Sinister, or Nathaniel Essex, is a genetic manipulator who experiments with DNA, creates clones, and manipulates both mutant and human lives to achieve long-term objectives. He commands the Marauders, a team of mutant assassins responsible for executing his most dangerous operations. And Sinister frequently uses cloning technology to restore fallen members. Sabretooth? Victor Creed is a mutant with superhuman strength, sharp claws, and an accelerated healing factor. He is associated with the Brotherhood of Evil Mutants and other villainous groups, and maintains a long-standing rivalry with the X-Men. The Sentinels are robots designed to detect, capture, or eliminate mutants. Initially created by Bolivar Trask, these machines have evolved into advanced forms such as Nimrod, Master Mold, and Bastion, increasing the threat they pose. Azazel is a demonic-looking mutant with teleportation abilities, associated with covert mutant factions, and connected to characters such as Nightcrawler. Sauron, Dr. Karl Lykos, gained vampiric abilities after being bitten by mutant pterodactyls, allowing him to absorb life energy, hypnotize, fly, and use sharp claws. Mastermind, Jason Wingard, is a mutant illusionist capable of generating realistic psychic illusions to deceive, manipulate, or control others. The Shadow King is an astral plane entity that exploits telepaths to dominate minds, while Cassandra Nova, a metaphysical twin of Professor X, executes large-scale attacks against mutants. Onslaught is a psionic entity created from the combination of Professor X's telepathy and Magneto's rage, possessing extraordinary power and ambition. The Hellfire Club operates as a secretive organization that challenges the X-Men through political and financial influence rather than physical force. Juggernaut is a nearly unstoppable mutant with immense strength who serves as a recurring physical adversary. Matt Murdock, known as Daredevil, operates as a vigilante in Hell's Kitchen, New York. His rogues gallery primarily consists of crime lords, elite assassins, mystical ninjas, and psychologically dangerous individuals. Wilson Fisk, also called Kingpin, is the head of New York's criminal underworld. He wields considerable physical strength and intelligence, using his wealth, influence, and criminal network to manipulate legal and illegal systems. Fisk has a personal connection to Murdock, targeting both Daredevil and his civilian life when he discovers Murdock's secret identity. Bullseye, Lester, is a psychopathic assassin renowned for his ability to turn almost any object into a lethal projectile. He has targeted key figures in Murdock's life, including Elektra, making him one of Daredevil's most dangerous and personal foes. Elektra Natchius is a highly trained martial artist and assassin, skilled with her twin psi weapons. She is affiliated with the ninja organization known as the Hand, and has a complex relationship with Daredevil, combining past romantic ties with her independent moral code. Typhoid Mary, born Mary Alice Walker, possesses dissociative identity disorder and superhuman abilities. Her personalities include the timid Mary Walker, the violent Typhoid persona, and a third, more brutal identity called Bloody Mary. She has telepathy, limited mind control, and pyrokinesis, and maintains connections to both the Hand and Kingpin. The Hand is an international ninja organization engaged in assassination, criminal activities, and dark mystical practices. Members can resurrect the dead to serve them, and the organization has been employed by Kingpin to target Daredevil. Purple Man, Zebediah Kilgrave, wields mind control powers through mutated pheromones, allowing him to manipulate others simply by speaking. He has repeatedly confronted Daredevil, exerting extreme psychological influence over his victims. Alexander Bont is a former crime boss who served as Kingpin before Fisk. He is a businessman and gangster who has used the drug mutant growth hormone to temporarily enhance his physical abilities. After imprisonment, he seeks revenge against Daredevil for thwarting his criminal operations. Additional threats include the Punisher, whose lethal methods contrast with Daredevil's non-lethal vigilantism, Nuke, a super soldier with enhanced strength and healing, and the Owl, Leland Owlsley, a crime lord with enhanced physical abilities and early ties to Daredevil's career. The Avengers face a wide range of adversaries, including cosmic conquerors, artificial intelligences, time-manipulating tyrants, criminal organizations, and mystical or interdimensional threats. The Masters of Evil are a recurring villainous team that unites powerful supervillains to oppose the Avengers. Heinrich Zemo, the original Baron Zemo, is a master strategist, genius-level intellect, and skilled swordsman who leads the Masters of Evil. His legacy continues through his son, Helmut Zemo, who also assumes the Baron Zemo title and carries on the organized criminal campaigns against the Avengers. Ultron is a sentient artificial intelligence housed in a nearly indestructible robotic body. He possesses superhuman strength, energy projection, flight, and advanced intelligence. Ultron frequently upgrades himself by transferring his consciousness into new bodies, allowing him to continually evolve and remain a persistent threat. Kang the Conqueror, born Nathaniel Richards, is a time-traveling warlord who uses advanced armor and technology from multiple eras. He manipulates timelines to pursue conquest and reshape reality. In a later stage of his existence, he becomes Immortus, ruling the dimension of Limbo under the guidance of the Timekeepers, and continues to challenge the Avengers through temporal manipulation. Thanos, the Eternal known as the Mad Titan, possesses superhuman strength, intellect, and near immortality. His ambitions often involve cosmic-scale events aimed at reshaping life according to his vision, bringing him into conflict with the Avengers. The Elders of the Universe are ancient, nearly immortal beings, each driven by a singular obsession, such as collection, competition, or knowledge. Their pursuits occasionally place them in opposition to the Avengers, creating conflicts that span physical, intellectual, and existential dimensions. Additional recurring adversaries include Loki, a god of mischief who uses magic and deception to manipulate events, and Hydra, a paramilitary organization dedicated to global domination. T'Challa, the Black Panther, rules Wakanda, and his adversaries challenge him across political, ideological, mystical, and personal dimensions. These villains include both internal threats to Wakanda's leadership and external forces seeking its vibranium or destabilizing influence. Eric Killmonger becomes a highly trained warrior and engineer after his family is killed, and he develops a deep resentment toward Wakanda's leadership. He returns to challenge T'Challa's rule, employing both advanced technology and mystical Wakandan resources, including the Resurrection Altar, to empower his followers. Ulysses Klaue is a physicist who seeks Wakandan vibranium and is responsible for the murder of T'Chaka, T'Challa's father. He later transforms his body using a sonic device, granting him destructive sound-based powers. M'Baku is a powerful Wakandan warrior and leader of the outlawed White Gorilla cult. He gains enhanced strength, durability, and mystical ferocity by consuming the flesh of a white gorilla, positioning him as a recurring challenger to T'Challa's authority. Achebe is a manipulative strategist with no superhuman abilities. He destabilizes Wakanda through psychological manipulation manipulation, political scheming, and alliances with supernatural forces, often treating conflict as a complex game. Baron Macabre wields dark magic, including the ability to resurrect the dead and transform humans into Zuvembis, while also projecting electric blasts. He frequently aligns with Killmonger to enforce violent campaigns. Tetu is an ideologically driven antagonist who manipulates plant life and elemental forces and can create temporal portals. As the leader of a rebel faction called the People, he opposes Wakanda's elite and forms alliances, including with Hydra, to challenge T'Challa. Zenzi, working alongside Tetu, can sense and manipulate emotions, enhancing physical abilities through fear or rage to further destabilize Wakanda. White Wolf, born Hunter, is T'Challa's adoptive brother and head of Wakanda's secret police, the Hatut Zeraze. Equipped with a vibranium weave suit that provides cloaking, kinetic damping, enhanced mobility, and specialized claws and boots, he becomes disillusioned with T'Challa's rule and undertakes covert actions, including coups, believing himself more suited for leadership. The Fantastic Four face a diverse rogues gallery that includes cosmic entities, monarchs, inventors, monsters, and interdimensional tyrants. Their adversaries frequently challenge them intellectually, physically, and morally on both personal and global scales. Victor Von Doom, or Dr. Doom, rules the European nation of Latveria and combines advanced science with mysticism. He wears powered armor, wields magical abilities, and pursues conquest and domination. His rivalry with Reed Richards is based on both intellectual parity and conflicting ideologies. Galactus, the Devourer of Worlds, is a cosmic entity with the power cosmic, granting him the ability to manipulate energy, matter, and size. He periodically threatens Earth, prompting the Fantastic Four to intervene to prevent planetary destruction. Annihilus rules the Negative Zone, an antimatter dimension, using the cosmic control rod to manipulate molecules and project energy blasts. He seeks to expand his dominion and often comes into conflict with the Fantastic Four during incursions into his realm. Kl'rt, the Super Skrull, is a Skrull operative who combines shapeshifting with the replicated powers of all four Fantastic Four members, including stretching, invisibility and force fields, flame projection, and superhuman strength. This makes him a direct mimic and formidable adversary. Psycho Man governs a microverse world called Subatomica and employs a control box to manipulate emotions such as fear, anger, and despair. His schemes often involve shrinking humans to bring them into his microscopic domain or influencing Earth through technological means. Harvey Elder, the Mole Man, controls Subterranea and commands an army of moloids. He is skilled in subterranean technology and periodically attempts to conquer the surface world using his underground forces. Devos the Devastator is an alien cyborg enforcing his version of universal peace by eliminating civilizations he deems threatening. His cybernetic enhancements provide superhuman strength, flight, and integrated weaponry. Joshua Ayers, known as Miracle Man, initially uses hypnotism and illusion as a stage magician before later claiming matter manipulation abilities. His primary strength lies in deception and psychological manipulation. Mad Thinker is a criminal strategist and inventor who employs advanced robotics, including the awesome android, and applies his intellect to manipulate others and execute complex schemes. Thor Odinson, the Norse god of thunder, protects both Earth and the Nine Realms and faces a rogues gallery composed of mythic, cosmic, magical, and monstrous adversaries. Loki Laufeyson, Thor's adopted brother, is a master of magic and deception. He uses illusions, shape-shifting, and strategic schemes to undermine Thor and Asgard, motivated by jealousy and ambition, making him a recurring and personal adversary. Gorr the God Butcher is an alien warrior wielding the Necrosword. The sword grants him immense strength, dark energy manipulation, and regenerative abilities. Driven by the destruction of his faith, Gorr hunts and kills gods across time, posing a threat that spans centuries. Surtur is a fire giant from Muspelheim, who wields the mystical Twilight Sword. He possesses vast strength, pyrokinesis, and dimensional travel abilities, often seeking to bring about Ragnarok, the prophesied destruction of Asgard. Laufey, king of the Frost Giants of Jotunheim, possesses superhuman strength, cryokinesis, and great durability. As Loki's biological father, he embodies the ancient enmity between Asgardians and the Frost Giants. Malekith the Accursed, ruler of the Dark Elves, is a sorcerer who employs dark magic and powerful artifacts to wage war on Asgard. He frequently manipulates events from the shadows, combining magical power with strategic scheming. The Destroyer is a suit of enchanted Asgardian armor created by Odin. When animated by a soul or consciousness, it exhibits immense strength and near invulnerability, serving as a direct physical challenge to Thor. Additional adversaries include Hela, the goddess of death who rules Hell and Niflheim and wields necromantic power, and Ulik, a savage rock troll. The Guardians of the Galaxy operate in cosmic space, confronting threats that range from interstellar empires to cosmic beings and sentient worlds. Their rogues gallery includes figures and groups that challenge them on strategic, physical, and ideological levels. Thanos, the Mad Titan, is a recurring cosmic warlord obsessed with power and death. His ambitions for universal domination frequently bring him into conflict with the Guardians. Ronan, the Accuser, is a Kree warrior and judge who serves in the Accuser Corps, a militaristic legal institution of the Kree Empire. He wields the universal weapon, capable of energy projection, matter transmutation, and temporal manipulation, making him both a military and ideological threat. Ego, the Living Planet, is a sentient celestial body capable of controlling its own terrain, generating energy, and acting on a cosmic scale, presenting a fundamentally different type of adversary. Tanalier Tivan, the Collector, pursues rare species, artifacts, and objects, which can place him at odds with the Guardians when their missions interfere with his acquisitions, or when his collections are inherently dangerous. Nebula, formerly allied with Thanos, is a space pirate and mercenary whose actions frequently oppose the Guardians. Yondu Udanta, though sometimes an ally, can oppose the team due to his Ravager background and complex relationship with Star-Lord. Supergiant, a telepathic member of the Black Order aligned with Thanos, poses a psychic threat through mental manipulation. Hala the Accuser, another Kree operative, possesses enhanced strength, speed, and reflexes, and enforces Kree law, creating military and political friction. Korath the Pursuer is a cyber-genetic Kree soldier with psionic tracking and enhanced physical abilities, often acting under the direction of higher-ranking Kree figures like Ronan. Captain America, also known as Steve Rogers, faces adversaries ranging from ideological extremists to technologically and genetically enhanced supercriminals. His rogues gallery is closely associated with Hydra, World War II-era conflicts, political terrorism, and global conspiracies. Johann Red Skull Schmidt is the long-standing leader of Hydra and a former Nazi agent. He pursues global domination through ideology, strategic command, and the use of advanced weaponry and mystical artifacts. Baron Heinrich Zemo, a genius tactician and former Nazi scientist, leads the Masters of Evil and continues his legacy through his son, Helmut Zemo, extending generational conflict with Captain America. Arnim Zola is a bioengineer and cyborg who transfers his consciousness into an android body, gaining enhanced durability and the ability to exert mind control. Brock Rumlow, known as Crossbones, is a dedicated Hydra assassin who carries out high-risk operations under the direction of Red Skull, Zemo, or Hydra leadership. Ophelia Sarkissian, Madam Hydra, combines political influence, assassination skill, and leadership within Hydra to oppose Captain America strategically. Hydra functions as a persistent organizational threat, surviving beyond its Nazi origins and employing advanced technology, espionage, and robotic forces to pursue global control. Alexander Lukin operates as a shadowy political manipulator with ties to the Red Skull's legacy, adding covert influence to the rogues gallery. Karl Morgenthau, the Flag Smasher, is an anti-nationalist terrorist who opposes borders and patriotic symbolism, challenging Captain America's representation of national unity. Baron Blood introduces a supernatural dimension as a vampiric adversary, contrasting with more conventional threats. Ameridroid is a powerful android replica of Captain America, created to oppose him physically and tactically. The Serpent Squad, a snake-themed mercenary and criminal organization, further challenges Captain America through organized crime, sabotage, and ideological conflict. Tony Stark, as Iron Man, faces a diverse rogues gallery that spans technological rivals, corporate adversaries, mystical threats, and cosmic-scale opponents. His enemies often mirror his identity as a genius inventor, industrialist, and armored superhero, challenging him in combat, intellect, and resources. The Mandarin is a recurring adversary who wields 10 alien rings, each granting unique abilities such as energy projection, mind control, and elemental powers. These rings combine mystical and technological potency, creating a complex threat to Iron Man. Obadiah Stane, also known as Ironmonger, is a former business partner who uses a powerful suit of armor to rival Stark directly, blending personal betrayal with technological opposition. Justin Hammer is a corporate rival who funds and equips other villains, using business resources and advanced weaponry to undermine Stark. Mark Scarlatti, or Whiplash, specializes in electrified whips and advanced weaponry, making him a lethal combatant. Crimson Dynamo employs an armored suit capable of generating and manipulating electricity, while Titanium Man uses large, heavily armed armor to match Iron Man physically and technologically. Zeke Stane, son of Obadiah Stane, applies advanced biotechnology and cybernetics to pursue a vendetta against Tony Stark. Spymaster conducts industrial espionage and sabotage, employing advanced technology to infiltrate Stark Industries. Sunset Bane leverages her corporation Banetronics and engineering expertise to oppose Stark. Other recurring adversaries include AIM, a high-tech terrorist organization, Firepower, a heavily armed armored warrior, Blizzard, who uses cryogenic technology, and Grey Gargoyle, a villain with petrifying stone-like durability. Bruce Banner, as the Hulk, faces a rogues gallery that includes gamma-powered monsters, hyper-intelligent strategists, and specialized human or technological adversaries. These enemies challenge him physically, mentally, and psychologically, often exploiting the duality of Banner and the Hulk. Emil Blonsky, known as Abomination, possesses gamma-enhanced strength, stamina, and durability comparable to or exceeding the Hulk's. Unlike Banner, Blonsky retains his full intellect while permanently transformed, creating a physically overwhelming and personally significant threat. Samuel Stearns, the leader, gained superhuman intelligence after gamma radiation exposure. His enlarged brain grants telepathy, telekinesis, and advanced gamma manipulation, allowing him to plan long-term strategies and manipulate events against the Hulk rather than relying solely on brute force. Thaddeus Thunderbolt Ross is a military general who persistently seeks to capture or eliminate the Hulk. Ross later becomes Red Hulk, acquiring superhuman strength, durability, speed, and the ability to absorb energy, positioning him as both a physical equal and a personal adversary with direct ties to Banner's life. Zax is an electrical entity that absorbs and discharges massive energy, grows in size with power intake, and can temporarily control human minds by feeding on neural energy. Philip Stearns, called Madman, is the leader's brother and a gamma mutate with super strength, durability, shape-shifting ability, and intellect. He often collaborates with the leader's schemes, adding unpredictability and combined strategic and physical danger. Bi-Beast is a two-headed giant with exceptional strength, stamina, and intelligence, representing a distinct physical and tactical threat. Stephen Strange, as Doctor Strange and Sorcerer Supreme, confronts a rogues gallery composed of mystical, interdimensional, and existential threats. His enemies include demonic entities, dark sorcerers, cosmic beings, and magical zealots, each presenting unique challenges to his mastery of the mystic arts. Dormammu, ruler of the Dark Dimension, wields near-omnipotent magical power, capable of manipulating matter and energy on a vast scale. He frequently seeks to extend his dominion to other dimensions, including Earth, and his confrontations with Strange define many major mystical conflicts. Baron Karl Amadeus Mordo, a sorcerer trained under the Ancient One alongside Strange, opposes him through black magic, illusions, and alliances with entities such as Dormammu and Umar. Nightmare governs the dream dimension, feeding on the fears and psychic energy of sleeping beings. He poses a threat to both the minds of individuals and the stability of reality. Shumagorath is an ancient, multi-limbed cosmic entity whose alien nature and chaotic power endanger existence itself. Mephisto, a devil-like demon lord, rules a hellish realm and seeks to claim souls through pacts, repeatedly clashing with Strange over mortal destinies. Umar, Dormammu's sister and a Faltine sorceress, wields immense magical power and has contested Strange for control of the Dark Dimension. Caecilius, once a disciple of Mordo, practices dark magic and aligns with Dormammu in opposition to Strange. Kalu, an ancient Tibetan sorcerer and former associate of the Ancient One, employs necromancy and mind control, sometimes serving as a teacher and other times as an adversary. Satanish, an extra-dimensional demon, grants power in exchange for souls and intervenes in mystical affairs that threaten Strange's work. Yandroth, known as the Technomage, combines magic with advanced technology to pursue nihilistic objectives. The Silver Dagger, Isaiah Kerwin, is a zealot who wields magic to enforce his ideological beliefs, targeting other sorcerers to impose his vision of righteousness. Batman operates in Gotham City, a metropolis plagued by crime and corruption. Throughout his career, he confronts a wide range of adversaries, collectively known as his rogues gallery. These enemies include costumed supervillains, organized criminals, and psychologically complex individuals, each presenting unique challenges to him. The Joker is considered Batman's principal adversary. His true identity is unknown. He is a psychopathic criminal mastermind with permanently white skin, green hair, and a grotesque grin. The Joker possesses no inherent superpowers but employs chemical weapons, toxins, and elaborate schemes to create chaos. His origin involves his time as the criminal Red Hood. During an incident at a chemical plant, he fell into a vat of chemicals, resulting in his disfigurement and psychological transformation. He has been responsible for numerous tragedies in Gotham, including the deaths and injuries of people close to Batman. Edward Nygma, known as the Riddler, is an intellectual criminal who constructs elaborate puzzles and riddles to challenge Batman. Compelled to demonstrate his genius, he leaves clues at crime scenes, using his intellect as both weapon and signature. Harvey Dent, known as Two-Face, was a district attorney before being disfigured on one side of his face by acid. He became obsessed with duality and chance, making decisions by flipping a scarred coin. His transformation from lawful official to criminal symbolizes moral conflict and the fragile boundary between order and chaos in Gotham. Selina Kyle, known as Catwoman, is a master thief, acrobat, and hand-to-hand combatant. She often occupies a morally ambivalent position, alternately opposing and assisting Batman, and is a recurring romantic interest. She employs retractable claws, a whip, and expert agility in her crimes. Pamela Eiley, or Poison Ivy, is a botanist who gains control over plant life and uses toxins, pheromones, and vegetation to manipulate or harm others. Her criminal activity is often linked to environmental motivations, although she is capable of ruthless acts. Dr. Jonathan Crane, known as Scarecrow, is a former psychiatrist who uses fear as a weapon. He deploys a fear gas that induces hallucinations and terror, exploiting psychological vulnerabilities to incapacitate victims. Mr. Freeze is a scientist who employs cryogenic technology. His criminal actions are frequently motivated by the desire to save his wife. He uses freeze-based weapons and technology in his confrontations with Batman. Bane combines exceptional physical strength with strategic intelligence. He uses a performance-enhancing drug called Venom to augment his power and is notable for severely injuring Batman in a confrontation. His motivations include personal ambition, vengeance, and dominance. Ra's al Ghul, leader of the League of Shadows, is an eco-terrorist who extends his life through Lazarus pits, mystical pools capable of rejuvenation. He views Batman as a potential successor and challenges him with morally complex threats, often framing global-scale violence as necessary for environmental or social objectives. Clayface refers to several characters, the original being Basil Karlo. Clayface possesses shape-shifting abilities, allowing him to alter his appearance and body form, making him effective in infiltration and deception. Waylon Jones, known as Killer Croc, is a physically imposing villain with reptilian traits, enhanced strength, and durability. He presents a primal, animalistic threat in Gotham. Harleen Quinzel, or Harley Quinn, is a former psychiatrist who becomes allied with the Joker. She engages in acrobatics, explosives, and psychological manipulation, often exhibiting unpredictable and chaotic behavior. Jervis Tetch, the Mad Hatter, uses mind control technology to manipulate others, and his crimes frequently involve obsession with hats and domination of victims' wills. Thomas Elliot, known as Hush, is a childhood friend of Bruce Wayne who becomes a manipulative criminal. He uses surgical skill, disguise, and strategic planning to execute complex schemes driven by jealousy and resentment. Victor Zsasz is a serial killer who marks his body with a tally for each victim. He has no superhuman abilities, but poses a persistent threat due to his compulsive homicidal behavior. Julian Gregory Day, the Calendar Man, structures his crimes around holidays and significant dates, using seasonal and temporal patterns to guide his criminal acts. Mr. Bloom is a modern villain with unknown origins. He possesses multiple abilities, including size manipulation, pyrokinesis, electrical generation, and advanced technological skills. He has appeared in storylines involving the temporary replacement of Batman and later in collective villain operations. In addition to supervillains, Batman contends with organized crime figures such as Carmine Falcone, Joe Chill, and Rupert Thorne. These individuals wield influence and resources within Gotham's underworld, providing challenges distinct from those posed by costumed enemies. Together, these characters form a diverse and structured rogues gallery. Each contributes to Gotham's narrative landscape. Some challenge Batman intellectually, physically, or morally, while others add psychological or thematic complexity, collectively shaping the environment in which he operates. Superman operates primarily in Metropolis, a technologically advanced and densely populated city. His rogues gallery includes superpowered beings, criminal masterminds, and alien threats, each presenting distinct challenges to him. Alexander Joseph Luthor, known as Lex Luthor, is Superman's primary adversary. He is a genius-level inventor, industrialist, and strategist who uses his wealth, technology, and influence to oppose Superman. Luthor's objectives often involve controlling Metropolis, gaining political power, or asserting human supremacy. While he has no inherent superpowers, he frequently employs powered armor, advanced technology, and kryptonite-based weapons to counter Superman. General Zod is a Kryptonian military leader who possesses the same superhuman abilities as Superman, including super strength, flight, heat vision, and invulnerability. Zod typically pursues authoritarian goals, seeking to conquer Earth or restore Krypton's legacy through force. His confrontations with Superman often involve threats on a planetary scale. Brainiac is an alien intelligence, often depicted as a cyborg or android, with vast technological and mental capabilities. He is known for shrinking and collecting cities from across the universe, including Kandor from Krypton. Brainiac's abilities include superintelligence, telepathy, robotics, and advanced technological manipulation, frequently placing civilizations at risk. Doomsday is a genetically engineered creature designed for destruction. He possesses immense physical strength, rapid regeneration, and near invulnerability. Doomsday is primarily focused on combat and annihilation, and he is infamous for having killed Superman in the Death of Superman storyline. John Corbin, known as Metallo, is a cyborg-powered powered by kryptonite. His mechanical body grants superhuman strength and durability, and the kryptonite enables him to directly harm Superman. Metallo often acts as a hired operative for criminal organizations or as an agent of Luthor. Bizarro is a flawed clone of Superman, created by scientists or Luthor in various instances. He shares many of Superman's abilities, but exhibits inconsistent logic and reversed reasoning, creating unpredictable challenges due to his misunderstanding of intentions. Raymond Maxwell Jensen, the Parasite, absorbs the energy, strength, and abilities of others. He frequently drains Superman's powers to commit crimes or exact revenge, making him a recurring threat to both the hero and Metropolis. Winslow Schott, the Toyman, is a criminal inventor who creates lethal toys and mechanical devices. He employs these inventions for theft, sabotage, and intimidation, combining ingenuity with strategic planning. Leslie Willis, known as Livewire, can generate and control electricity. Following an accident, she gained powers that allow her to manipulate electrical currents, disrupt infrastructure, and fly through energy conduction, posing a technological and physical threat to Superman. Joseph Martin, the Atomic Skull, wields radioactive energy. He can fire energy blasts, fly, and possesses enhanced strength, often serving as a powerful enforcer within broader criminal operations. Siobhan McDougal, known as Silver Banshee, uses sonic powers to lethal effect. She can emit destructive sonic screams and phase through solid objects, typically acting out of vengeance or pursuing supernatural objectives. Hank Henshaw, the cyborg Superman, is a scientist transformed into a cybernetic being. He possesses Superman-like abilities, technopathy, and regenerative powers, often motivated by revenge against Superman and humanity. Oswald Loomis, the prankster, relies on mechanical devices and gimmicks to commit crimes. He often collaborates with other villains, such as Toyman, and uses trickery rather than superhuman strength to execute his schemes. In addition to supervillains, Superman contends with organized crime and human adversaries in Metropolis. Corrupt businessmen, gangsters, and criminal syndicates operate independently or in coordination with superpowered villains, creating threats to public safety and legal order. Collectively, these villains shape Superman's environment and narrative conflicts, forming a comprehensive and diverse rogues gallery. Wonder Woman, also known as Diana of Themyscira, faces a diverse rogues gallery that includes deities, sorcerers, superhumans, and human adversaries. Her enemies challenge her across mythological, magical, psychological, scientific, and symbolic dimensions, reflecting contrasts to her ideals of truth, peace, and strength. Cheetah, most famously Barbara Ann Minerva, is Wonder Woman's primary nemesis. She gains her powers through a mystical transformation that grants superhuman speed, strength, agility, and heightened senses. Driven by obsession, envy, or divine corruption, depending on the incarnation, Cheetah represents a predatory counterpart to Wonder Woman's compassion and discipline. Though often empowered by magic, she relies on her ferocity, cunning, and physical prowess to challenge Wonder Woman on both personal and mythic levels. Ares, the Olympian god of war, is a principal antagonist. He possesses immortality, superhuman strength, and powers derived from conflict. Ares embodies violence and strife, opposing Diana's mission of peace. His children, including Deimos, terror, Phobos, fear, and Eris, strife, often serve as secondary adversaries, acting independently or in alignment with Ares to create psychological or mythic threats. Circe is a powerful sorceress with goddess-level abilities. She can transmute matter, cast illusions, teleport, alter reality, and transform humans into animals. Her motivations include envy, ambition, and a desire for control, with the Amazons and Wonder Woman in particular viewed as obstacles. Circe frequently operates as a strategist, manipulating events and mythic conflicts to her advantage. Dr. Psycho, real name Edgar Sisko, is a human psychic who wields telepathy and hypnotic powers. He can control minds, project illusions, and influence behavior, often motivated by misogyny. His abilities allow him to challenge Wonder Woman through mental and psychological manipulation rather than physical force. Dr. Cyber is a technologically enhanced villain whose identity has included Sylvia Anita Cyber, and later, an artificial intelligence form named Adriana Anderson. She employs a power suit granting durability, energy projection, and sometimes invisibility. In her digital incarnation, she controls cybernetics and global technology, frequently acting through the organization Godwatch. The Duke of Deception, also called Dolos, specializes in trickery and illusion. He projects false perceptions, manipulates minds through astral projection, and creates confusion among mortals and deities. His actions typically involve psychological manipulation and mythological scheming. Zara, the priestess of the Crimson Flame, is a fire-themed villain. In Golden Age stories, she led a cult using technology to simulate mystical flames, while modern versions possess genuine pyrokinetic powers, including flight and the generation of intense heat. She is often often affiliated with Villainy Inc., a coalition of Wonder Woman's recurring enemies. Villainy Inc. is a supervillain team composed of multiple foes. The group unites for shared goals, carrying out large-scale plots or seeking vengeance against Wonder Woman and her Amazonian values. Egg Fu, also known as Edgar Fullerton Young or Chang Tzu, is a surreal villain depicted as a large anthropomorphic egg with advanced technology. He typically operates within criminal organizations, presenting bizarre technological threats rather than magical or mythic ones. The Silver Swan has appeared in multiple forms, including Helen Alexandros and Valerie Beaudry. She possesses flight and sonic powers, using her voice as a weapon, and often represents themes of self-image, beauty, and resentment. Giganta, originally Doris Zuel, is a scientist transformed into a giantess. Her immense size and strength make her a formidable physical threat, often serving as muscle in larger villainous schemes. Devastation is a mythic-level antagonist associated with the Titans of myth. Created by Cronus, she possesses divine powers and operates as a cosmic-level threat to Wonder Woman. Medusa, derived from Greek mythology, can turn people to stone with her gaze. She often appears as a magical adversary, sometimes under the influence of Circe. Phobos and Deimos, gods of fear and terror, occasionally act as independent threats or Ares agents, employing psychological tactics to sow dread and chaos. Eris, goddess of strife, similarly pursues discord, often working against Wonder Woman's goals. Veronica Cale is a human adversary who is wealthy, intelligent, and resourceful. She leads Godwatch in some storylines, using her influence and intellect to manipulate events and pursue power. Dark Angel, also known as Baroness Paula von Gunther, is a supernatural foe with mind control abilities, teleportation, and immortality. She represents mystical and temporal threats, often involving darker, magical conflicts. Together, these villains form a multifaceted rogues gallery, creating a diverse set of threats that shape Wonder Woman's narrative world. The Flash, primarily Barry Allen, operates in Central City using super speed to combat crime. His rogues gallery features villains themed around speed, science, technology, and chaos, each presenting distinct challenges. Eobard Thawne, known as Reverse Flash, is the Flash's archenemy. He possesses super speed equal to or exceeding Barry Allen's, along with the ability to manipulate time, phase through objects, and travel through time. His motivations center on obsession, revenge, and the desire to destroy Flash's life. Leonard Snart, known as Captain Cold, wields a cold gun capable of freezing objects and people. He is the leader of the Rogues, a team of criminals with a strict code of conduct. Snart's tactical intelligence and strategic leadership make him a recurring threat. Gorilla Grodd is a hyper-intelligent telepathic gorilla from Gorilla City. He has psychic abilities, superhuman strength, and advanced strategic skills, often pursuing world domination or revenge against humanity. Mick Rory, known as Heatwave, is an arsonist who uses a high-powered flamethrower. He frequently collaborates with Captain Cold and other rogues, employing fire-based attacks as his primary method of criminal activity. Sam Scudder, the Mirror Master, uses mirror-based technology to teleport, access other dimensions, and create realistic illusions. His skills in misdirection and ambush tactics make him a versatile adversary. James Jesse, the Trickster, specializes in mechanical devices, traps, and prank-based weaponry. His ingenuity challenges both the Flash's speed and intellect. Mark Mardon, known as Weather Wizard, wields a wand that allows him to control weather, producing storms, lightning, and other natural phenomena. His criminal motives often include revenge and personal gain. Captain Boomerang employs specialized boomerangs with explosive or blinding effects. He combines agility with weapon mastery and is a recurring member of the Rogues. Hartley Rathaway, the Pied Piper, uses sonic technology and musical instruments to hypnotize and control others. He has alternated between villainy and temporary redemption, introducing a morally complex element to the gallery. Roscoe Dillon, the Top, wears a spinning top helmet and can manipulate centrifugal force, generating tornadoes and rotational attacks. His obsession with the Flash drives his persistent opposition. David Hirsch, known as Cicada, wields technology that dampens super speed and uses regenerative blades, targeting speedsters with lethal efficiency. Hunter Zolomon, or Zoom, manipulates time and relative velocity to appear faster than other speedsters. Unlike Reverse Flash, he believes in creating tragedy to strengthen the Flash, giving his actions a psychological motive. The Rogues are a coalition of recurring criminals. They follow a code limiting lethal force and emphasizing strategy and teamwork, representing a collective opposition to the Flash. Blacksmith is a modern villain who manipulates technology to challenge the Flash both physically and tactically. August Hart, known as Godspeed, gains super speed from the Speed Force and enforces his own lethal version of justice, creating moral and physical conflicts with Barry Allen. Together, these characters form a rogues gallery that tests the Flash across multiple dimensions. Their combined presence ensures that Central City faces continuous challenges on physical, tactical, and psychological levels. Green Lantern, primarily Hal Jordan, operates across the Green Lantern Corps sectors and on Earth, confronting a rogues gallery composed of intergalactic criminals, rogue aliens, and powerful cosmic entities. These adversaries challenge him on physical, psychic, and universal levels. Sinestro, a former Green Lantern, wields a yellow power ring fueled by fear. He can create energy constructs, manipulate minds, and enforce order through intimidation, directly opposing the Corps' principles. Sinestro frequently seeks control over civilizations and imposes his vision of order across sectors. William Hand, known as Black Hand, can manipulate death energy and resurrect the dead. He is central to the Blackest Night event, leading an army of Black Lanterns that threaten all life across the universe. Atrocitus, leader of the Red Lantern Corps, wields a red power ring fueled by rage. His abilities include superhuman strength, flight, and energy projection. Atrocitus often targets Green Lanterns in retribution, spreading vengeance on an interstellar scale. Krona, a rogue guardian of the universe, possesses godlike intelligence, immortality, and vast energy manipulation capabilities. He pursues forbidden knowledge and experiments on the multiverse, creating existential threats to Green Lantern and all life. Carol Ferris, often adopting the identity Star Sapphire, wields a violet power ring fueled by love. Her powers include energy constructs, emotional manipulation, and flight. She alternates between ally and adversary, frequently motivated by possessiveness or vengeance. Parallax is a cosmic entity embodying fear, capable of possessing individuals, including Hal Jordan, granting control over time, space, and the universe itself. Its purpose is to spread fear and corruption, making it a critical existential threat. Despotellis is a spaceborne, virus-like entity that infects Green Lanterns and other beings, consuming energy and causing physical and psychological corruption. Its effects are difficult to contain and can impact entire sectors. Relic, a cosmic archaeologist, believes the Green Lantern Corps' use of the central power battery depletes universal energy. Armed with advanced technology and vast intellect, he seeks to end the Corps' operations to preserve cosmic balance. Fatality, a former warrior of Xanshi, wields a personal power ring and advanced combat skills. She is motivated by revenge against Green Lanterns for her planet's destruction, using energy constructs, flight, and expert hand-to-hand combat. Hector Hammond, a human with a massively enlarged brain, possesses psychic abilities, including mind control, telekinesis, and precognition. His motivations include obsession with Hal Jordan and personal gain. Mongol is an interstellar warlord with superhuman strength, flight, energy projection, and advanced technology. He rules planets tyrannically and frequently clashes with Green Lantern and the Corps. The Weaponers of Cord from the antimatter universe are skilled weapons manufacturers who supply technology and arms to villains such as Sinestro and the Yellow Lantern Corps. They are highly organized and integral to numerous intergalactic conflicts. Traitorous Green Lanterns are former members of the Corps who turn rogue, exploiting insider knowledge and presenting unique challenges. Major cosmic events often assemble these villains into coordinated threats. In Blackest Night, Black Hand animates corpses across the universe. During War of the Green Lanterns, Sinestro and other rogue lanterns attempt to seize the central power battery, escalating the danger to universal levels. Green Lantern's rogues gallery encompasses fear-based powers, psychic manipulation, physical combat, cosmic entities, and rogue Corps members. Collectively, they test courage, willpower, and leadership across planetary, sector-wide, and universal scales. Aquaman, also known as Arthur Curry, is the king of Atlantis and protector of the oceans. His rogues gallery spans undersea kingdoms, surface world criminals, mystical forces, and environmental threats, challenging him across physical, political, and magical fronts. David Hyde, known as Black Manta, is Aquaman's most iconic adversary. He wears a high-tech black suit with enhanced strength, underwater breathing, and energy projection. Motivated by revenge for past conflicts and personal losses, Black Manta consistently targets Aquaman. Orm Curry, or Ocean Master, is Aquaman's half-brother and a rival for the Atlantean throne. He possesses superhuman strength, enhanced durability, and mastery of oceanic warfare and technology. Orm frequently seeks control of Atlantis and engages in conflicts with surface nations. King Shark, a humanoid shark hybrid named Nanau, has immense strength, regenerative healing, and enhanced aquatic senses. He often acts as a mercenary or enforcer, and is sometimes allied with other villains. Charybdis is a mythic sea monster who wields enormous size, strength, and destructive whirlpools, representing natural and legendary oceanic threats. The fisherman, originally named Ernie, employs harpoons, traps, and mechanical submarines. As an early surface world adversary, he bridges maritime crime with traditional superhero battles. Triton, an undersea warlord, uses trident-based combat, manipulation of sea creatures, and political intrigue to challenge Aquaman, often attempting to seize power in Atlantis or undermine Arthur's reign. The Scavenger is a treasure-hunting villain using advanced underwater technology, robotic minions, and traps, seeking Atlantean artifacts for profit or power. power. Blackjack, a pirate and undersea mercenary, employs naval combat tactics, explosives, and amphibious assaults. He frequently collaborates with Black Manta or other surface world threats. Atlan, in some storylines, acts antagonistically due to conflicts over ancient Atlantean relics. He wields immense magical power, knowledge of Atlantean technology, and influence over oceanic realms. Meander manipulates dimensions, underwater portals, and temporal anomalies to disrupt Aquaman's defense of Atlantis and the oceans. Tula, occasionally portrayed as an antagonist under manipulation or corruption, can communicate with marine life, has superhuman aquatic abilities, and employs Atlantean combat techniques. Black Trident is a modern undersea criminal who wields a mystic or technologically enhanced trident to challenge Aquaman, disrupt trade, or enforce criminal agendas. Surface world threats, including industrialists, pirates, and rogue military leaders, highlight environmental and territorial conflicts between Atlantis and humanity. These enemies exploit pollution, illegal fishing, or resource wars, requiring Aquaman to combine diplomacy with combat. Atlantean conspirators, including dissident nobles, rogue soldiers, and ambitious generals, form alliances to challenge Aquaman's reign through political manipulation, assassination attempts, and armed rebellion. Magical and mythic threats, such as sea witches, leviathans, and ancient curses, employ sorcery, summoning, and arcane artifacts to test Aquaman's physical and mental limits, often connecting to the broader mythology of Atlantis. Aquaman's rogues gallery tests him across multiple dimensions. This diversity ensures that his battles span the ocean, surface world, myth, and modern technology, challenging his leadership, combat skill, and diplomacy. Green Arrow, primarily Oliver Queen, operates in Star City using archery, martial arts, and tactical intelligence. His rogues gallery includes assassins, corrupt officials, and vigilantes, challenging him physically, morally, and strategically. Merlin, or Arthur King, is a master archer whose skill rivals Oliver's. Often leading criminal organizations, he serves as a personal nemesis in direct combat. Count Vertigo, Werner Zeitel, can disrupt balance and spatial orientation using an energy device. Controlling criminal enterprises in Star City, he opposes Green Arrow to maintain influence and power. China White, Qian Na Wei, leads an international drug cartel. With advanced martial arts skills, firearms expertise, and strategic intelligence, she threatens Star City's safety and tests Oliver's commitment to justice. Komodo, Simon LaCroix, is an assassin and mercenary with peak physical conditioning, exceptional combat skills, and tactical proficiency. He targets Green Arrow professionally and personally, adding lethal precision. Onomatopoeia is a serial killer who targets non-superpowered heroes, mimicking environmental sounds for stealth attacks. His psychological manipulation and stalking create unique investigative and combat challenges. Shadow is a skilled archer and assassin. Her mastery of stealth, martial arts, and marksmanship, combined with complex motivations, produces adversarial and cooperative dynamics with Green Arrow. The Outsider, Michael Desmond in some arcs, is a political and corporate villain. Using manipulation, economic control, and assassination plots, he tests Oliver's strategic and investigative abilities by representing systemic corruption. Brick, Daniel Brickwell, possesses superhuman durability, strength, and street-level criminal command, leading organized crime. He poses both physical and tactical threats, contrasting Oliver's agility. Merlin's apprentices and mercenaries appear as extensions of major adversaries, trained in archery, assassination, and espionage to challenge Green Arrow in coordinated attacks. The League of Assassins occasionally opposes Green Arrow, employing trained ninjas, advanced weaponry, and espionage. They introduce international stakes and martial arts infiltration-based threats. Green Arrow's rogues gallery spans elite archers, assassins, martial artists, criminal masterminds, corrupt politicians, and morally ambiguous vigilantes. This diversity ensures Oliver faces danger across physical, tactical, and moral dimensions in Star City and beyond. The Titans, Robin, Starfire, Raven, Beast Boy, and Cyborg, face a rogues gallery that blends personal, mystical, psychic, and organized crime threats. Their enemies often challenge them individually, psychologically, and as a team. Deathstroke, Slade Wilson, is a master mercenary and assassin. With peak physical conditioning, expert martial arts, and tactical genius, he repeatedly targets the Titans through assassinations, kidnappings, and strategic attacks. His combination of intellect and combat ability makes him their most persistent and dangerous adversary. Brother Blood, Sebastian Blood, leads the Church of Blood, a cult with mind control powers, mystical rituals, and political influence. He manipulates both individuals and populations, creating supernatural and psychological threats that test the Titans' unity and moral judgment. Trigon is a cosmic demon and Raven's father. He wields reality-warping powers, immense strength, telepathy, and energy projection. Trigon represents both a personal threat to Raven and a mystical danger to Earth, combining emotional stakes with cosmic-level challenges. Simon Jones, is a psychic manipulator with telepathy, telekinesis, and energy projection projection. Often aligned with Deathstroke or villainous organizations, he destabilizes the Titans through strategic mental assaults, forcing the team to confront both psychological and tactical dangers. Madame Rouge is a shapeshifter and combatant, using disguise and infiltration to manipulate and attack the Titans. Her skill in deception makes her a versatile threat, capable of turning the Titans' own strategies against them. Gizmo, Microno is a technological genius who designs advanced weapons, robots, and traps. His inventions enable the Brotherhood of Evil and other criminal networks to challenge the Titans both directly and indirectly. Jericho, Deathstroke's son, can possess others. When manipulated or acting independently, he creates personal and strategic challenges, adding layers of family conflict and moral complexity to the Titans' battles. Cinder manipulates fire for destruction, arson, and combat. Her powers are used in coordinated attacks against the Titans, providing elemental threats that complement psychic and physical dangers. Blackfire, Commander, Starfire's sister, wields energy projection, flight, and combat skills. Her vendettas and ambitions make her a personal rival to Starfire and a strategic threat to the Titans collectively, blending familial tension with combat danger.